the culture.
Dennis gave us that edge on the front line.
We were winning.
Congratulations.
Just the trophy?
Yeah. Jerry Krause said, we're dismantling this team. I never saw it ending like that.
It's about to be
I let my anger motivate the players.
What's up?
We looked for number 6.
They all understood who I was. My mentality was to go out and win at any cost.
People see this footage, I'm not sure they're going to be able to understand why I was so intense, why I did the things I did, why I acted the way I acted, and why I said the things I said. Jay Williams, who played for the Chicago Bulls, joins us now. Jay, great to have you here with us. Max, what regrets, if any, should MJ have about his career?
Easy, the Washington, and now the Washington Wizards. And I know Stephen A., he thought he was going to have an ownership stake, but that was, look, he ended it at the perfect moment originally with Chicago, had only ever played for that team, had his second three-peat, hit the winning shot, like what more do you need? Then he comes back with Washington, and at the time, I was the original host of Around the Horn. At the time, I was psyched about it. I was going on TV, oh my God, Jordan's coming back, he's still going to be great. The truth is that first partial season he played, he was still actually legitimately, I think, a great player, but not what he had been. And then finally, that final season, I went to a lot of those home games and was in the locker room, and Michael Jordan had a demoralizing effect on that team. Now, even under those circumstances where they missed the playoffs and other players aren't developing and he's not a superstar anymore, he still averaged 20 points on the nose, which means he never averaged fewer than 20 in his career for any season. And because of that, remained a fraction of a point ahead of Wilt Chamberlain on the all-time scoring average list, 30.1. So even in failure, Jordan still kind of did what he needed to do in a way. But that was not the same guy, and I'm sorry to have seen that with the Wizards. I wish, in retrospect especially, that last shot to seal the second three-peat was the end of his career.
Go ahead, Jay.
Max, I think your opinion, I hear it, is subjective on how you think he should have ended his career. But Michael Jordan, I think, should have zero regrets. Zero regrets, no regrets at all. This is why you fell in love with Michael Jordan. He was going to blaze his own path in his own way. He was going to do it the MJ way. He wasn't going to listen to what critics said. He wasn't going to listen to what friends had to say. Michael Jordan was the guy that said, I failed over and over and over and over again, and that's why I succeed. Michael Jordan is a visionary in his own way. And you may have thought the way he should have ended his career was off the last second shot to beat the Utah Jazz. But Michael Jordan still felt like he had more left to give the game. And Michael Jordan's thought process is what still makes him MJ to this day. So I know people could have said, well, he should have been more philanthropic. I don't know what Michael Jordan gave back then. He gave in a very private way back then, more so than how people like to, showcase what they give today. I don't think Michael Jordan should have any regrets. The fact that he kept trying to push on and play the game at a high level is why we love Michael Jordan to this day. Because regardless of whatever anybody else said, he was going to be the guy that always gave it his all in everything he did. And as long as he learned from all of his failures, that's the only thing you can ask of a guy like Michael Jordan.
Well, Jay, I completely agree with you. I don't think he should have zero regrets either. I understand where Max is coming from, though. But let me just elaborate on a few things. Number one, people need to understand, and Michael Jordan himself, and dare I say, may need to understand this. He was the president of basketball operations for the Washington Wizards before he decided to come and play for them. When you are handling stuff from a business perspective, you're not just looking at basketball operations. The target was ownership. Abe Pollin was owning the team at the time. Michael Jordan wanted to get a stake and ultimately take over ownership because there were a lot of rumors at the time that eventually Abe Pollin would surrender it. And so Michael Jordan was trying to position himself to buy the team. First things first, I'll be president of basketball operations. Well, guess what? In the nation's capital, aka Chocolate City, you know this, Max, they needed to fill the seats because obviously the team wasn't that successful and you were looking for a box office draw. So him deciding to come out of retirement and play had a lot to do with that because, again, he was targeting ownership. Now, it was helped and pushed along because prior to that, Phil Jackson had asked Michael Jordan to meet with Kobe Bryant and to talk to him, ironically, about making the necessary sacrifices to build team chemistry and things of that nature. And when Michael Jordan first met Kobe Bryant said, I'd wax you, you know what, one-on-one. I'd destroy you and all of that stuff. You talk that junk to Michael Jordan wants you. Make no mistake about it. And he will definitely come at you. Only player that aged 40 plus that scored over 40 in a game. This is what Michael Jordan did. This is who he was. So certainly basketball had something to do with it. But the reason I feel he should have no regrets is because although he regrets at times, and he's expressed that to other people in the past, that he should have just worn one uniform, retired the Bull, he should have never became a Washington Wizard. I'd like to remind Michael Jordan, you did that because you were targeting ownership. You were looking to elevate your brand as a businessman, not just selling sneakers, not just having the brand Jordans ultimately and all of that stuff, but showing your cachet as a businessman so you can ultimately become an owner. That was proven by him ultimately being a minority owner under Bob Johnson in Charlotte before ultimately taking over ownership of that franchise once Bob Johnson wanted to step away. What happened in Charlotte was supposed to happen in the nation's capital. That's what Michael Jordan initially wanted. And think about this. The money that you're able to generate in Charlotte, what would you have been able to generate from, instead of the Bible Belt, which is Charlotte, what would you have been able to generate if you were in the nation's capital? That was his original vision.
I understand both. Yeah, I understand both of your points. Given the information at the time, there are reasons that he did what he did. And also, basketball is not boxing or MMA or football, where you stick around too long, you're paying a different kind of price with your health. So make him rip the uniform off you. Have no regrets, Jay, in terms of making sure that you squeezed every ounce of whatever was there. Because the second to last season, he was still an all-star caliber player. Just the last season that he really was.